What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Battle Brothers on the Warriors of the North DLC. Picking up just a bit after where we left off last time. Off camera, I went ahead and I had to head back to Finsterwald for two reasons. One, our inventory was completely full, and I went ahead and sold a bunch of junk. And two, because Zach was very injured from yesterday's episode. He is topped off right now. Check it out, guys. Our inventory has been switched up. Our brothers have been switched up, our formation has been switched up, and I'm going to go over this in detail because this stuff is important for the Witch's Hut fight, which is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be spending basically the entire day today doing the Witch's Hut fight. If we don't get it on the first try, don't get discouraged. These boss battles in Battle Brothers are, I would say, about, 50-50, I guess. 50% skill, 50% luck, right? You can be as good as you want, your brothers can be as good as they want to be, but things can still go wrong. So we're planning for the worst, and we are prepared. Some key things to go over. So obviously, I've changed up the weaponry, right? If you look at our brothers right now, everyone is using either a bludgeon or a gnarly staff, which is basically a slightly better bludgeon. And what that gives us access to are these two attacks. Bash for damage, right? And knockout for the 75% chance to stun on hit. So I've opted to put in brothers in the front line who have the higher melee skill. So we've got Fritz here with 84, 93 on Jotnar, 87 on Svarog. Wonton Fu is going to be our standard bearer, and we'll go over that in a minute. 95 on Gimli, 84 on Behemoth, and 85 on Isaac. And then our backline, we're still going to try and make use of our archers, and we are rocking bludgeons on each one of them, so that if the time comes, they can switch out and go into melee mode. So, we're using some of our best gear. We haven't completely optimized. I mean, we probably have some better helmets or a better shield, or, whatever the case may be. Probably a better helmet or something that we could switch out. We're not going to go that deep into it, because if we lose, it's not going to be because we were missing 10 durability on a helmet. Another big thing, with the exception of a few brothers, we have necklaces, Nagzur trophy necklaces on everyone. And that's giving us +4 resolve, which, if you don't know, is crucial in the Witch's Hut fight. So to explain that a bit better, because I know I've mentioned the bludgeons already, but I didn't really put it too much into context. The fight is a fight between us and a horde of beasts of all types and Hexen. And the Hexen will try and mind control us. And the only way to resist them is with high resolve. And the best way to have high resolve is not only to pump that for most of the game, which we have done. Our brothers are all over 60. Whether they got there due to having a necklace, like Svarog, or what have you, they're all over 60 with the exception of Folkir. But he is also a witch hunter, so at morale checks he gets +20. So he's essentially at a 78 whenever they try and mind control him. Very little chance they'll be able to do it, even if they want to target him at all. So, the mind control is the most dangerous part of this battle. There are unhold, which we can handle, but is it really that easy to handle them with bludgeons, right? There are level 3 Nagzurs who can eat a brother whole. So our lone wolf strategies are a bit weaker here. On Isaac, it's worth knowing, like I said, we have necklaces on everyone, but Isaac has the undead trophy, which you get for doing the ambition that has to do with clearing out undead locations. It grants immunity against fear and mind control abilities. So the hope is that at a certain point, once we have the beast corralled, but maybe we're still fighting several of them, Isaac can go and just run up the pipe at the Hexen and start locking them down and beating them up. Now, the Hexen have alternate abilities. They have the ability to also kind of lifelink with one of your brothers, and if you hurt them, they hurt you too. So crossbows are not my preferred weapons here. I would much rather have all warbows for the extra range and the opportunity to potentially pick off. See, this is a useful upgrade, I think. Let's just give him the better bow. We'll give that to Zach. No, we'll give that to Kata, simply because Kata has a higher range skill. We want to be able to have the opportunity to pick off the Hexen from range whenever the chance arises. The fewer opportunities they have to hex us, the better chances we have to win. Now, I'm opting to go with no shields. So I'm interested, some of you out there who have done this battle many times or who are familiar with the tactics of this battle, there's certain benefits and, of course, detriments to having or not having a shield. So we're gaining fatigue, right? Especially on some brothers, we're gaining a lot of fatigue. 13, 16. That fatigue is what's going to allow us to, going into the later portions of this fight, still have the ability to try and stun brothers at the most crucial moments. Not having the shield obviously lowers our defenses. So look at Fritz here. I mean, he's 12 and 5 right now without his shield. Not very good, but we're not worried, mostly thanks to our high armor and our battle forge front line. We're not so much worried about a dire wolf or a webneck hurting us. That's not going to be how we lose this fight. It's all about having high resolve. And when we are dual wielding or double gripping a single-handed weapon, as we are with every brother, we get a plus 25% damage bonus. So these things will hit deceptively hard. There are better one-handed maces in the game. I think we probably have some in our inventory right now. I don't think I sold them. Like the Morning Star here. We could have potentially this whole time been preparing for this fight by equipping the Morning Star. And that gives us a much stronger attack. But when we go to hit our brothers, we could do some serious damage to ourselves with Morning Stars. Whereas when we hit our own brothers with a bludgeon, thanks to Battle Forge, we won't even be feeling it. It won't hurt us at all. And we don't want super high defenses, because when our brothers go to hit each other, we don't want them to have to pass super high checks from our ridiculous shields. So if you look at like the melee defense on this, it's plus 21 melee defense. Let's say Fritz is holding the shield. He gets hexed. I want to stun him with Jotnar. Now instead of having to bypass, a really weak 12 melee defense, I have to bypass 38 to have a chance to stun him. And even then, if I hit him, it's still only a 75% chance to stun. So we are fearing the hex more than any damage that will take this battle. So last but not least, I think this is the last thing I really want to talk about before we get in here, is my option to give Wonton Fu the battle standard. This number. This number should say everything you need to know about why Zach is not currently using the battle standard. In almost every other instance in Battle Brothers, I really value having two sources of rally the troops, or rally, here. So it's the ability to call people back from route, okay? Spreading it out gives you more opportunities. Make sure that you have the chance to use it in battle. Having two sources of really high resolve is great. The battle standard in this battle is going to be a complete rally point. We need it to be as high as possible. The higher our resolve for spaces around us, the less chance we have to get hexed. And I'm going to read the bottom of the battle standard for those of you, just for a bit of clarification and my own edification. It says, allies at a range of 4 tiles or less receive 10% of the resolve of the character holding the standard as a bonus, up to a maximum of the standard bearer's resolve. 10% bonus. So, 10%, this is about 12, right? 12 point whatever. So, 12 resolve on every single brother. So you've got someone like Sir Gimli here, add that to him, he's got 74 resolve right now. It's going to be incredibly difficult for the Hexen to reliably land these as long as we stay close to Wonton. And once we clear out the beast, once we stun ourselves over and over again trying to protect ourselves, we will start going forward at a careful pace towards the Hexen in such a way that brothers are not being left behind. And yeah, we'll see. The shield thing I think is optional, but ultimately I think it's going to fit our strategy very well. And another alternate strategy I think is worth mentioning just because it's funny and may actually work is you can get all your brothers drunk beforehand and it lowers your stats a ton, but I think it makes you immune to mind control, being super drunk. So take that for what it's worth. I've never tried that strategy. We could go to Grafenheid right here and get wasted and then come back, but I don't know if that's worth it. That might be something fun to do one time on a stream or something. just have a drunk run. But alright guys, without any further ado, there's going to be a good bit of reading. There's some pretty sweet loot at the end of this. And wish me luck. We were able to do it in our last playthrough on the second try. The first one being kind of a dry run. The second one we optimized and were able to do it. If there's any strategies or things that I've forgotten, feel free to let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I'm super interested in what you guys have to say. But without any further ado, let's get into it. The Witch's Hut, a skewed and withered hut that looks like it could collapse at any moment. Smoke is rising from an awry chimney. You pause at the forest clearing. The hut before you stands like a mere crumb. It's so quaint and easily forgotten, you wondered how it could survive. But perhaps its total banality and unassuming nature is itself a sort of armor. But you've been around this world long enough to know to trust your instinct. And right now, your instinct is to wait. Soon enough, the hut's door pops open and an elderly woman hobbles out. She immediately waves in your direction. You and only you. Confused, you ask why just yourself, or more particularly, why you would ever trust her to begin with. She smiles. Because I know what the false king dreams of at night. That's some allusion to the grander story, the secret story of Battle Brothers. The mercenaries around you turn about and ask what she said. You put a hand up and tell them to stay their ground while you go have a talk with the mysterious woman. So she's somehow privy to our dreams, those visions we keep having. We tell our men to stay here and stay on guard. You come in with your sword drawn just to find the woman offering you a bowl of stew. She suggests it only rabbit and potatoes, and more the former than the latter. Sheathing your sword, you take the bowl and have a seat at a table with her opposite you. A couple of candles burn nearby, and there are glyphs painted on the walls in white, and similar shapes hang from the ceiling as dream catchers. The woman puts her elbows on the table. There are trinkets wound into her hair, clips of bird bones and feathers. She carries a weathered face, though her eyes are starkly young like pearls glimmering from the depths of a swamp. I knew you would come in, a phantom of a friend, like a moth to the flame, seeking truth which cannot be tamed. Pushing the bowl back across the table, you ask if she is a witch. She nods affirmatively and stares at you before nodding again. Good. You haven't killed me, which means you're thinking now. I am indeed a so-called witch, but I am alone, entirely alone, and hounded by the others. You might call them my sisters, but these others know who you are just as I do, and they want your blood. They can smell it, and that is why I want to talk. What is it you want? The woman draws a long object wrapped in tablecloth and sets it on the table. She throws back its linens to reveal a jagged obsidian blade with a leather strips for a grip. Cut your flesh and bleed upon the black. The hexen and their lowly craft shall come, and then you shall kill them all. After that we can talk sellsword and witch, witch and sellsword. You ask what is in it for you. The witch cackles. Oh, sellsword, you are not in the business of allegiance, but in the business of gold. And with a clever turn of coin, you know friend can turn to foe. But I offer something more, a truth which cannot be seen, a truth for the false king. We've already come this far. The black blade rests in your hand, and your reflection rests jaggedly in its stony grooves, stretched and pulled into every divot and edge. 'Tis a simple stone, a simple dagger. That is all. Not the least bit heavy, but you can feel the import, like dust tossed upon a grave. There is not so much weight in the sand as there is in the throw itself. This blade is either loss or gain, and there's only one way to see which. This is very Shakespearean to me. It feels very Shakespearean. The witch nods. You nod back and slash your upper arm. The blood pools onto the stone and your reflections disappear beneath the crimson. Almost growling, the witch eagerly leans in and presses the blade against your skin. More! More, sellsword, more! You slash again and flex. A spurt hits the stone. She takes the knife and slaps a spotless cloth onto the wound. Well enough, sellsword. Go to your men and prepare. You stand and look at the woman and you ask, and once I kill your enemies, then we talk again? She smiles. And so many words. Yes. Then I will do so. When you step outside and inform the company that hostiles are coming, soon enough the haggard women are spotted walking between the trees of the forest, their long fingernails scratching across the bark, and their drooling lips sniveling up to snort and cackle. The first to come through has a long head, shaped like a canoe. An infant's skull dangles from her necklace, and a leather bag bounces at her hip, 2 rabbit feet sticking out of the pouch. She glares at the hut and sniffs the air, then shifts her eyes upon you. Ah, you have made covenant with that... I'm going to say what me and my wife say around the kids, that bumblebee. We say Bumblebee instead of that. You nod. The deal's been made, aye, and it will end with you dying on the end of this blade, and I believe she prefers to just be called Witch. Another Hexen steps forward. We prefer to call her a terrible bad name. Kill the sellswords, take the captain alive, but remove his eyes and that lousy tongue. The throng of witches rush forward, some already shifting into licentious-looking younglings, while others revolve their arms in ritual rites. To battle. Hell yeah. So guys, if you don't know why, I just don't curse because personally I watch YouTube videos sometimes with my kids around. I'm not going to yell this at the top of my lungs. I'm not going to yell this at the top of my lungs. So if you're reading along at home, you know what they're saying. It's adult stuff. I'm cool with it. To battle. So let's see what we're fighting, y'all. A few Nagzurs, probably mostly level 1s and 2s, but undoubtedly a level 3 or 2. Many direwolves who are... They serve quite the purpose in this battle, which we'll get into, mostly to pin us down and to cause overwhelm. We're going to have to focus them heavily to get them out of the way. One unhold of this variety, their job is to disrupt us and absorb damage and stop us from doing what we want to do. A few webnecks, if I remember right, they kind of hang back and guard the Hexen, and some Hexen. Let's get in it, guys. At least we're not fighting in the forest or anything crazy, although that might actually favor us. Ooh, and they're frenzied direwolves, which means they do apply overwhelm. They appear to all be frenzied. So 19 enemies in total. We see a couple level 2 Nagzurhers. It would be nice to kill them before they can turn into level 3s. And so it begins. Svarog actually gets converted on the first shot. Blowing kisses. Oh no. I feel like losing 2 brothers like that right off the bat is a bit unlucky. Now, Quick Hands is going to do wonders for us. Going for the stun. We hit him, but we didn't manage to stun him. And because they're in our back line already, essentially. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, now we wait. Let's start killing them. We're going to use Adrenaline. Let's try and get rid of this guy as fast as possible. And he stunned us. He stunned us from stunning him. It's pretty annoying. But I think it's ultimately that's okay. And we can't actually shoot through Gimli because he's considered an enemy right now. That's kind of crazy. Let's try and put some damage on that Nagzur. If we could kill him, that would be wonderful. Go for the stun. Man, we're whiffing a lot of these stuns, which feels pretty bad. We'll wait. So this is going to be a slog, guys. I can only see 4 Hexen. Maybe that's all there are. Sometimes you can get lucky and they step forward. We'll stun him again. I don't remember if he's going to come back this turn or the next. He used Adrenaline. Ugh. It's a little rough. It's also a decent time to use our dogs. The dogs will slow their advance. They may also take some of the Hex for us. We're going to use Adrenaline here and try and go before Svarog to stun him if he doesn't come back to us this turn. Really hoping to get that kill there. Nope, Svarog went first. But he's back on our side, so that's okay. And we'll just pass. A bit of wasted fatigue there, but it could have paid off. It could have kept us from hitting Zac. Killing these wolves is going to be a pretty big priority, because the odds of us hitting our own brothers with so many stacks of overwhelm on us is very low. And that dog essentially took a lot of hits for us. Also, it gave him confidence, which I'm not that happy with. I may in the future, if we have to do this over again, refrain from using the dogs. Man, they like Svarog. He must have the lowest number. Okay, they got Jotnar. And Svarog. I feel like we're getting a bit RNG unlucky. We landed the stun. That's fine. Now we have access to our bow, finally. This is not the time to miss, though. Not at all. Leisure side, let's get out that bludgeon. Nice. So with that, switch back. Do we have any... No, it doesn't look like we have the opportunity to get any kills. We want to make sure we take him out before he gets a chance to eat and become bigger. Yeah, and he's moving towards it. He may go for it as well, but I think the AI is actually trying. Dang. That's Indomitable here. I think the AI is trying to feed this corpse to him, and it's just going to jump in with the other guy. So let's get Behemoth in there. Doing damage to this Unhold is probably pretty worthless. We land the stun. We did not. Really, the snowballing effect of not being able to shoot our bows and potentially get some of these Hexen in the early portions of the fight is what I think is ultimately going to spell doom here for us, if we can't change that soon. We haven't taken that much damage yet, but we also haven't really killed anything. If we can weather the first turn, not get mind controlled, I see no reason why we can't kill 2 or 3 wolves on the first turn easily. So he ate a corpse. Have we killed 2 wolves already? I thought we started this fight against 19 enemies. Oh no, it's counting us. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not sure which corpse he ate, because I only remember killing this one wolf. We gotta kill him though. Ooh, this is going south, guys. We're not resisting. We actually have lower, or higher rather, resolve than we did the last time I beat this. And things are going worse than that time as well. So we should be able to step back here and shoot. And we're missing a bit. But if we can get that kill, Overwhelm truly is like wrecking us. We didn't land the stun. Okay, we landed it that time. Volkir should be good to reload. And shoot. But we definitely want to get a kill with whatever we shoot at, but we can't hit anything. Maybe we try and get a little sneaky and see if we can't get a Hexen hit. Step back, try and separate our archers a little. That could be something of a winning strat. We don't want to even hit the Unhold unless we can focus them, and we certainly can't focus them right now. I am happy, however, that they're keeping so much in reserve, but this is what we needed. We're going to pass. We could try and stun them as well. But if we could pick off this Hexen and then only have 3 to deal with, potentially we could get another one. This could be a slow burn, but I think we can do it. Yeah, and now I guess we'll just put some damage on him. Alright, here comes the Overwhelm. It's so brutal. So what I'm going to have to worry about now is Isaac's going to get eaten. Almost guaranteed. Yeah. So that's one less brother on the field. He could definitely eat Behemoth as well. Come on. No more switches. Wow, she stepped all the way in. That really sucks for us. That she is that much faster. Well, we tried to land the stun, guys. Here we go, 73. Folkier, man. That was your big chance to be useful. Nice. That was a gamble. As was that. Whew. We just don't want to fight the Unhold. It gives us nothing. We can't focus them down. The Hexen are actually coming forward now. If we can just not miss with our archers, we could get something going here. This is not exactly how I picture this fight going. Wonton is in rough shape. He's got a pretty big repository of HP though. Now we can focus our ranged on the ones in the back and use our melee bros to kill the Hexen in the front. I mean, don't get me wrong, even if we kill the Hexen right now, this is still going to be a tough fight simply because of the condition of someone like Wonton. Yeah, and there goes Behemoth. We need to fade this turn. No one needs to get converted. Okay. This is what's bad. So any damage we do now to her is going to get applied to Kata. And we stun the wolf. Very good. The thing is, Kata, we can probably still afford to do it in all honesty. The AI is playing very well. They know exactly what to do in this situation. We're going to move in. Can we step in one more and still shoot? We can. So a 78% chance. It's not even a kill. That's horrible. We stunned her at least. So I guess the idea is next turn she won't be able to do what she did. Get rid of the spider, I guess. Just try and get these kills. You can see we have effects on their resolve. That's rough. So we wanted to kill them before they got a chance to start doing this. Having them hex us is like the worst thing. And I think it's honestly the worst thing because whoever created this ability makes it so that they pretty much target people that basically, if they switched it around to healthy people from occasionally, you could still do it and kill the Hexen. But I've had the battles go in a way before where they cast it repeatedly on the same person without fail. And it comes to a point where like 10 turns go by and you can't kill the Hexen. This is horrible. That's also horrible. But at least he's trapped in a net. Maybe he'll use his turn to get out of the net, and it'll be actually a good thing. Okay, this is Kata. Can probably shoot somebody. If we hit her though, we might accidentally like straight up kill Longshanks. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god, that was so bad. Sorry, Longshanks. We're gonna have to back him out. Yeah, so many of our brothers are super hurt. Alright, that's one dead Hexen. Okay. Let's step further back. We can step in. Yeah. At the very least, yeah, he's going to spend his turn getting out of the net, which is great for us. Good hit. I don't think we can stun them, so still just take the hit. But every little kill we get is great. We just need to shake their resolve. Stuff is not unwinnable yet. I mean, we can win this and still keep guys like Wonton and Raynor and Zack alive. It's just going to be hard. We needed to do everything we did this game. We needed to do it like a turn sooner. And not having access to this crossbowman. We need them to not do that to us. And them tying down Folkir is rough because we were counting on him to help us get this kill. Okay, that's one less Hex now. And I can't even tell you how much I'd like to shoot at this one. But it will probably kill Kata. I mean, it would certainly kill Kata. So we're not going to do that. We could step into the pocket here. Pass. It's no good. We'll switch. Switch weapons. We're going to have to send Zack on a mission to try and snipe this one. There we go. Come on, Raynor. That hurt. But we are alive. That kill there would have been great. It probably would have sent some of them into routing. The only reason these dudes are all so confident is because they killed one of our dogs in the early portions of the game. Something that I'm regret letting them do. So if we have to do this again, we'll do it with a bit better information than we had last time. And guys, this is the episode today. This is what we're doing. We're learning from our mistakes. And we're figuring out this very difficult fight. It's really not going that bad. If we could have somehow protected our brothers from being eaten, though, like missing out on 2 brothers worth of DPS right now is pretty miserable. And the fact that she's able to take 2 turns like that is, for me, kind of like, what the hell? That's what we needed to do. We needed to do that at the beginning, though. Snipe a Hex, kill a wolf type of thing. And then do it a lot with a lot of different brothers. Man, we have such a clear shot, but it will 1000% kill Kata. So we just can't do it. It's so tempting, though. Instead, we'll go for the kills. Whew. Trying to get Jotnar out of that web, but he's stuck. Man, down goes Raynor. We'll fight it out. We'll see whether or not we win or lose. Honestly, if Raynor dies, I think we'll reload and try again. Because I know that we can do this fight perfectly. And I want to try and do that with you guys. This is a boss battle. There's only one hex left. And we've taken so much unnecessary damage. We've got 2 brothers in the stomachs of these monsters. Yeah, Wonton Fu goes down. Ooh, that's bad. It's kind of bad. We should be able to kill her. That's what I'm talking about. It feels good just to kill them, even if this battle hasn't really gone our way. Yeah. Giving him that huge confidence boost early on was definitely a mistake. Hard to kill, achievement unlocked. Jesus. I don't even know what that one entails. But guys, let's just go ahead and we'll quit and load. This is not going to be the type of save that I want to have. Let's reload the autosave. I'm of course not going to read everything again. But we definitely have time today for one more good try. I honestly don't think I want to change anything either. We could go back to trying to use shields. That would definitely protect us from the wolves and things. I mean, we could do that. But once again, I'm really just more scared of the hex than I am of being hit. But maybe there is some value to our shields. Let's organize everything so our shields are together. Let's take all the shields off. Because if I'm going to bring shields, let's try it with shields. I mean, I'm willing to experiment a little bit. Let's try. That would have protected us from a lot of the beast attacks. The beast attacks ended up being more deadly than normal, simply because we weren't able to kill as many things as quickly as we wanted to. The fact that they were able to not hex, but to mind control so many of our brothers on the first turn, and then that we weren't in turn able to turn around and then stun them, it was huge. And we're going to be much more careful about the ghouls in this battle. But I mean, we could do this battle 100 times, and we could just wait on RNG to make this happen for us. So no one got converted this time. And now, we should be able to melt some of these wolves. Like, just get out of here. Now, we're the ones that's confident. And just like that, how much different does this battle now look than the last battle? It's night and day, right? Let's go for the stun. We didn't land it. That's okay. There we go. So we need to be a little bit careful about where we leave the corpses. Because at some point we're going to have to make sure that the Nexurhers don't step in here and do that. We may want to actually step forward and claim this ground so they can't do that. Because I think they're kind of a sleeper, dangerous enemy in this battle. And as long as we're within 4 tiles, we're fine. And this is also giving us a little bit of space in case they mind control one of our frontliners. Our backliners won't be hampered. We'll step in. It's tempting actually to step in on the Unhold, but we're going to step in and use Indomitable. Went for the stun and we didn't land it. So the Unhold will probably come in here and he won't be able to throw us. But also the Naxurhers can't step in here and then eat these corpses. There's a lot of layers to this fight, y'all. After the Hexen right now, this guy is the most dangerous dude on the battlefield. He takes so many options from us, and he's such a big tank. She's got to go. Hopefully no one jumps in front of her and we can snipe her out. What are our odds here? 67%. Alright, that sucked. But this is a 71% now. And down goes a Hexen. And I can't help it. That's a free kill right there. So we'll take that. Let's pass. Do we pass? No. Let's focus him. If we can, let's focus him. And since these guys are tied down, let's get rid of him. He's in a bit of a surround. Good hit. Step in. And if they ever step forward, the Hexen that is, will be in a great position to take advantage. Keep knocking him back. He may step over here and eat the Hexen to heal himself. Nice, and we get the stun. Step here, go for the stun. Nice. Perfect, and we land another stun. How much different does this battle look? Let's have more of these ladies jump in. That is what I want. And we're going to Indomitable here pass. We don't need to Adrenaline here because they're both stunned. And we're going to step forward into this pocket. There's no one around us that can hit us if they get mind controlled. And we're also just that little bit closer to the Hexen if they choose to step up into a vulnerable position. So much more favorable fight from the start. If we lose from this position, will I be 100% surprised? No, I won't. This is still, even at this juncture, a dangerous fight. But certainly being one Hex down, four wolves down, and we're almost certainly going to kill at least this guy this turn. Yeah, he's going to eat the corpse and heal himself. That sucks. It sucks that he heals and he wastes some of our DPS from last turn, but he's also not in the front lines eating a brother right now. So we do have several options. Man, we could go for some long shots. I don't really like that. I almost like seeing if we can't kill this guy from range this turn. Wow, we did. Oh my gosh, everything's just coming up, Brett. And if we could take away some of their protectors back there, that would be huge. Okay, I mean, I'm happy he's running, but that's not quite the same as being dead. One wolf down. Go for the stun. We whiff the stun. And everything we kill, I mean, look at the Unhold. They're like, I don't really know if we want to be here, man. Put a hit on him. Now we step in on this guy. Go for the stun. We didn't land it. Well, we're putting some big injuries on him, too. Nice. Sorry, guys. Had to sneeze. Don't like being on the low ground against him. I wanted to make sure we killed this guy this turn so that we could lock down this Unhold. can't move any forward at all. We can step forward here though. Yeah, they're in our range now. They're in our sights. We just need to fade another turn of being mind controlled, and I think this is all but one for us. I don't know how big of a difference the shields made. Basically, the difference between this battle and the last one is that they whiffed all their mind control on the first turn, whereas in the last time they landed 2 of them. And then we missed almost all of our attacks to save our brothers from mind control. Just as long as they don't use this Hex ability. Okay, and I don't think we can resist it. This one is still vulnerable though. Alright, bad miss. Let's land the kill here. That'll give us a reload. .47s, 54s. Man, missing there feels so bad because we really have other things that we want to do with that DPS. And we have so much overwhelm on these two that it's getting kind of hard to do anything. So now we have options. We can try and circle beat some of these unhold. Or we can rush forward and try and get on these Hex. I honestly kind of like falling back for the unhold. This could be one of those decisions that either makes or breaks this run. Because the unhold might just be an enemy that we want to save for last. But they're so close to breaking. I think we can rely on our archers to either help us focus down the unhold, or to potentially get good picks on the Hex if they ever step out. So right now, we've got a pretty great surround on this unhold. And like a 4-man on this guy. I think we can kill him quickly. I should have used recover on Behemoth. That was my bad, guys. I didn't even think. That would have been great for him. We're getting lucky. Let's go for the damage. Don't hit me, bro. There we go. Run away, you cur. I kind of want to kill this web neck. It didn't work. Most of our focus is really just on this unhold. So let's get it. Let's make sure we stay close. Really my bad not using recover last turn. That was potentially a really big mistake. And now with this level of surround on the unhold, he is dead. 100%. And that'll free us up. Once the unhold die, that'll free us up to take shots in the back. We can make this fight drag out as long as we need to. Come on, guys. Cross your fingers. I mean, if they're able to convert a few of us, mind control us around the unhold, that could be really dangerous. Okay. But I think even now, we just got to kill this unhold. He is the great danger. Can we escape? No. He is the absolute worst person to get mind controlled. Because he's ruining all of our shots. Wow, we almost killed her. We're so close to killing him. Down he goes. Alright. So that frees us up to try and stun our brother. Which is almost impossible, I think, because he's got that ridiculous shield. Let's just give him a lot of different targets to hit, at least. That way he won't hyper-focus down someone like Zack. If we could kill her next turn, man, that would be great. I can try and run again. Damn, he hit me. Still had an attack. What an awful, man, Gimli. I can't complain too much because it was like the one time they got me this battle. But even still, the worst person. Alright, resisted, resisted. Okay, that's not good for Fritz. And I don't like that hex at all. Alright, Overwhelm works as good as anything else. And there's the stun. Alright, and now that we're technically away from an enemy, we could probably kill her. And I don't think it would kill Sir Gimli. He's got 100 HP. Oh my god, was that on Kata? I thought it was on... Oh my god, I thought it was on Gimli. I'm an idiot. No. Oh my god, we're gonna play it out, but I suck, guys. Catastrophe. I thought I saw that hex went over Gimli's head. Oh my god. I feel horrible. I can't believe I messed that up. I also can't believe that one-shotted Kata. Everything's running. Jesus. Man, if you were yelling at your screen, I apologize. That was horrible. What a misplay right at the finish line. We didn't even need that kill. I hate that ability. I hate it so much. The Unhold's running. We're gonna get the kill. We'll pass. We don't have the fatigue to try for the stun. That was horrible. I'm a little tilted now, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when I think about how absolutely over this battle is. Man, I am sorry, guys. I don't know what to say other than maybe we're nearing the end of today's episode. If Kata is dead, I'm gonna feel horrible. This is Rainer. He can pull out a crossbow. I feel like sick to my stomach. I can't believe I made such a mistake. Maybe the coloration threw me off. Like earlier they did like a light green and I almost couldn't see it. Was that like a weird black color? Not weird necessarily, but was it like a kind of hardly visible black color? I feel like it was. Maybe I just didn't see it. Man, that feels bad. There's only one left now? Damn. I'm going to be beating myself up about that all day long. I know I mentioned in the previous few episodes my father was here. He just left this morning. So I'm going to be able to get back on track with my normal recording. All the different other series that I've got going on right now, I'm going to be able to make time for that today. But of course I do still have my kids. So I'm basically telling you that just to say that I don't know if I can grind this fight all day until I win again. But I think this is a pretty good result. Like if you come into a boss battle and you lose one brother, you've probably done okay as far as Battle Brothers is concerned. But there was absolutely no reason for us to lose a brother here. Like none at all. So I'm not okay with the result. If Kata is dead. So I'm just curious what you guys would like to see, because I may have messed this up just on pure stupidity. I don't know, lack of seeing. I may decide just to do this battle off camera again, because I count this as a win, right? Like if we lost at the last second, it's because lost. If we had a bad outcome at the last minute because of just me making an error. I think our strategy was still sound, which is the main thing. The tactics behind the fight are still good. So I don't consider this like a true loss. Because the idea is to try and prove that our strategy is the better strategy. Or a good strategy, a viable one. That way if you play this game at home, you can do what I did and you can have a similar positive result. And that's what I want. And this is the point that happened last time, where it was like, can we take the shot? If not, she's just going to potentially continually hex someone. So annoying. We can't hit her. She's like in the exact wrong range. Let's try and get lucky. We hit her. Please don't be dead. And now, once you lock down a Hexen, they're not dangerous at all. You just have to make sure you're not hitting them at a time where, of course, if you hit them, it'll kill a brother due to Hex. So you just wait until they fail to use it, and then you just kill them on that turn. It's not a big deal, it's just hard to do when there's a lot of them. And there are other elements in the fight taking your attention. So it's all depends on what she does here. She mind controlled and landed that. Wow. Okay. We could put ourselves in a position to snipe her. We'll wait there. We'll step in here. Step in there. And we don't even mind if we hit ourselves because it doesn't hurt. But at the very least, guys, I hope this has been a good demonstration of how to do this fight, even though I messed it up. Because we could so easily kill her right now with the banner, with our battle standard. And poor Kata is lying back here, either dead or wounded because of our mistakes. Alright, we just need her not to land that again. Okay, she's dead. Super dead. We have a clear shot. If we step up here, the shot should be much better. 79. Yeah. Come on. No, we died. Damn it. So I'm going to do this battle off screen. I feel like that's the right thing to do. If you guys really want to see me do it again, just tell me in the comment section. I will be reading it. Yeah, just tell me in the comment section below if you want me to do the fight again on screen. I'm happy to do it. Otherwise, I'll just quickly probably knock it out on my own tonight when I'm just chilling watching TV or whatever. But look at the things we picked up. We got black marsh stew. They're provisions. It takes a long time to spoil because it's already spoiled. Witch's hair, unhold heart. We needed unhold hide. We got gossamer. 3 mysterious herbs, which is a pretty rare ingredient. And of course, we have all the loot from Kata. Wow, or stuff. What an insult to injury moment. I don't think any of this matters because I'm not going to keep this save. I'm going to do it again. But let's read these events together, and it'll be as if, you know, we did it together and it's done. So the last of the witches is slain, and you have their corpses mutilated for good measure. Ears, lips, noses, toes, all of them cut off. Their bags are emptied out, and the items crushed into powder and covered in dust. Fleshy bits or animal parts are dumped into a pile and promptly burned. As the fire rises, the hexen from the hut seemingly appears out of nowhere and takes you by the arm. Your men draw their swords, but you hold your hand up. You tell them to keep salting the earth, so to speak, and as you enter the hut, you take a look back to see a few of the men pissing on the embers of the fire. Inside the hut, you sit where you had before. On the table, you find something rolled up in a handkerchief, and the witch pinches its corner and rolls it between her finger and thumbs. She looks up and tips her chin forward and turns her hands palms up. What is Dovcool? I think I asked that one time. I don't know. I feel like you don't get to ask all these questions. I'm going to ask... Man, what did I ask last time? I don't remember. Let's ask, who are you? No. I kind of want to know who the ancients were. Let's try. She taps the handkerchief and whatever's beneath wraps the table. She answers, the ancients were men before our time, truly, truly before our time. Imagine a kingdom. Now imagine a kingdom that ruled kingdoms, an empire. That's correct. Now imagine an empire that ruled empires. Unfathomable power, such as that leaves the world with great vengeance and will spend its dying days ruining those which have ruined it. You ask if the empire is dead. The witch smiles. I suspect not, but I do not truly know. Yeah, black monolith, guys. Black monolith. Who are you? The witch smiles, an old hag in a forest hut. Everything else is hearsay. You stare at her long enough to see there's a little fruit to bear in chasing this question further. She's not going to answer any more questions. Were the greenskins human? What an interesting question. What is Dovcool? Shrugging and leaning back, the hexen asks you to repeat the name, Dovcool. She shakes her head. I have heard nothing about this Dovcool. A supposed god, you say? Well, he has not spoken to me. You stare at her and try to pry a hidden truth from her eyes, but she seems earnest in her response, and you change the subject. Were the greenskins human? I want to know that. I wish. Have you seen what orcs got between their legs? Wouldn't mind a ride on that if I knew I wouldn't tear me in half and fork one end while wearing the other. That was difficult to read for many reasons. You'd raise an eyebrow and nod as though to say, of course. How do you know who I am? So it is letting me ask all the questions. I thought I remembered they stop you. She stares at the wrapped item. I don't even know your name, sellsword, and I haven't the slightest inclination to begin to care. It is not a matter of who you are, but what you are. She turns her hands as though they were following a tune. The blood of the ancients resides within you. It resides within us all, but you in particular well. Her nose crinkles as she snorts, and she exhales. She grins madly. It is ever so there, and if I can smell it, then the whole world can smell it. Why did you call me the false king? For the first time there is a crack in the witch's facade. She purses her lips. When did I call you that? You point to the door and then to the table. You answer. I walked in here and you said I'd seek the truth, that you know what the false king dreams of. The Hexen taps the handkerchief rather mindlessly. She looks up. Then you have my apology, Sellsword. I remember no such thing. I am but a fragile and old woman, older than I look, and I'm not being cheeky about that. You press her on the matter, but she only stonewalls you further. What is it that I dream of? The Hexen leans forward. She puts her hands to your face, and you feel the leathery fingers press deep into your cheeks like a half-dozen walnuts. They rub the corners of your eyes and tap your temples. All the while she is smiling, and then she pulls back. You go to the noblemen and the rich, and they pay you gold, and in return you risk life and limb, and you slaughter and murder and kill all that you can. And there you are, day after day, wondering if that's all you're good for. And afterward the highborns shut the door on you and your deeds, and you hear them inside having a grand time. Music playing, women folk laughing, jesters joking. The festivities are riotous, and you're outside with a bag of gold in hand and its blood-soaked receipt. And you go down to the pub and buy yourself a whore and tip a coin to the minstrel for a song, and you can taste a fine wine in even the cheapest of cellars. But there is no escape from that horrible feeling in the back of your head, that feeling that you were born into fever, and all this violence and death is not a means to an end, but the end itself. It is what you are, and what you will always be. She pauses, sighs, continues. Sellsword, the power of a lie is only equaled by one's desire to believe in it. You live a powerful lie, and such power will not go easily. I beg of you, be only what you can understand. Be a simple kind of man. That's what my mother told me when I was young. It was not yourself, or your weaponry, or the presence of your company whole which brought her fear, but only the dawning of some unknown realization as she speaks to you now. Who am I? You stand up yelling at the woman for answers. She slaps you in the face and you stiffen and falter back a step. A drop of blood slips down your cheek and you catch it in your cuff. The witch grabs the handkerchief and throws it off, revealing the obsidian blade beneath. It is sharper than you remember, a vivid sliver of yourself running down the edge, as though you cracked a door toward a mirror. The Hexen sits back down and pushes the weapon across the table. No more questions, Sellsword. There's only so much I know, and so much you need to know. We've made a deal, and this is the end of it. Taking the dagger, you ask what she did to it, but she refuses to answer. You then ask if there are more out there like her. She grins playfully. I pray there are not. We could kill her. I don't think I've ever done that before. You gain an obsidian dagger. We're done then, and I shall take my leave. You bid the witch adieu, and she says nothing more. Outside, the men ask what she said, while others making reference to sexual escapades. You think you're smirking, but you really don't know. The conversation has left you in a fog, and from within the mist you only depend upon what you know, ordering the company back on the road. Time to go. So let's take a second and look at the dagger. Of course, I will do this again in my free time if that's what you guys want, or on camera if that's also what you guys want. I'm pretty flexible on that. I just don't want to halt the progress of the campaign. Where'd that dagger go? Did we not get it because our bags are full? I don't see it. Oh my god, we didn't. No, it's right here. Okay. I think it automatically kicks out like the cheapest item if that happens, but I thought we had room in our bags. The Obsidian Dagger. I was expecting to see one of these glows around it, but it's like almost like a relic. A hermit which gave you the stone dagger after tempering it with your blood. Reflections in its glass seem to move on their own, but this is clearly a trick of the eye. Very curiously, however, blood never seems to dry if it rests upon the obsidian. Resurrects any human killed with it as a Wiederganger fighting for you. Such a cool weapon. Sadly, in our last playthrough we had a pimp, a literal pimp background character, super cool character, and he was our dagger user, and we were able to make actually decent use of the Obsidian Dagger, even though it was kind of the end of the campaign. But in certain battles we were able to resurrect multiple Wiedergangers to fight for us. So super cool weapon. It does decent damage as a dagger for sure. I mean, you compare it to a noble sword, of course, and it doesn't have that kind of damage. But on a dagger user built correctly, you can attack, I think it's 4 times with this weapon. Super cool. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. That was quite a taxing battle, series of battles, and just please let me know in the comment section what you would like for me to do. And if I don't get any feedback, I'll just do it on my own. If I get tons of feedback asking for me to do it again on camera, I will. Otherwise, we'll just move on and we'll go exploring, mostly to find shimmering ashes and, well, I guess not shimmering ashes, but unholds. That's who we need to kill. We need more hides. And the whole next step of our progression is to eventually take on the Kraken battle, which revolves around the stone pillar. And then on from there, after we get that done, the watermill, if you know what's coming there, it's pretty scary. And after that, the black monolith. We still have one legendary location left to find. We'll do that through exploring. And we still also, you know, we can take some big chosen fights and things like that if we ever want to shake it up. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care.